I hope you've had some fun having a look at doodles, your doodles, thinking about what you've done. Often these doodles stay with us for years and years. And by now, hopefully, you have created your surface. So, the idea today is that we want to get away from perfection. We want to get away from being worried that it's not right. And so I've really created a kind of a rainbow mandala. And then I did the little one as well that's going to make up our mobile. And the next step is pretty easy, but it's also quite magical. So you're going to need your jig and you're going to need something to put the jig in. I've taken the lid of a jar, just a little bit of jig. And then remember to put the lid back on the jig because time and time again I've seen things spilt over, people's clothes getting ruined. So just put it in a place that's where it can't get knocked over. So you've got your jig and you've got your earbuds and you've got your stick, or you can even use a stick from the garden. It really doesn't matter. So we're looking at different thicknesses. And now comes the fun part where you really just sit back, let your mind drift, let your feelings and emotions just come and go like clouds. And you're going to start drawing into your mandala using your earbud. And the idea is not to plan it. Nobody's going to judge you. And what ends up happening quite magically is that the jig takes the color away and starts to create these shapes from the jig in time. And it really is such fun. So when you first put the jig on, you can't necessarily see what it's going to do, and then you give it a second or two, and voila, you start to get beautiful effects. So again, I'm going to encourage you to let go of the desire to control it. That is coming next week. We're going to do all sorts of repeated patterns and shapes next week and radiating patterns. But just for now, while you're getting used to the materials, letting go of the need to control. Art is not about control. And I'm going to try the stick now. And I'm going to do some fine marks because one can go as fine as you want with the jig. And it really can be fun. So just to start to give you an idea of what's happening on the paper, and I've used the thicker earbud first, but one really can start to explore with different types of sticks, different thicknesses of sticks, noticing what different thicknesses look like. And so you can really take your own time and start to work into these doodles, going backwards and forwards and creating something that pleases you, that pleases your senses. And just notice that everybody's got an inner critic that sits on their shoulders and thinks, oh, this isn't good enough, or this is silly, and you just need to say to your inner critic, thank you, but you're not needed now, and I'm having lots of fun. So here you can see the thicker lines and the thinner lines coming on. And you're going to work your way around your mandala, but also thinking about the center. So I'm going to suggest you take your wax crayon. You could actually just do a color and draw into it. But do a symbol that has meaning for you. So we all have symbols that have been with us for a long time. It could be a flower that means blooming or growth. It could be a bird that means freedom. It could be a heart that means love, or whatever it is that comes to you now. Because it's quite a thick shape, it needs to be very, very simple. And so basically, I'm going to do a heart this time. And I am going to choose one color that's going to go in the center of my circle. And where my symbol, which is my symbol or shape, is going to be displayed by the wax resist. So here I've got my mandala starting to come on, and I'm going to take a little bit of time and just finish both of these, and I will see you in a minute.